Hey guys, and welcome to Moral Machine. Now, Moral Machine is essentially this thing that you can go to on the internet that is supposed to try and gain, as it says, a human perspective on moral decisions made by machine intelligence, such as self-driving cars. The idea being that if you gather enough information from enough people, then eventually you're going to end up with, I guess, some sort of human decision, and at least when a car makes that decision, you can say, well, millions of people on the internet went ahead and voted for that, so we went ahead with what they voted for. So we're going to go through a few moral dilemmas, talk through some fun stuff. We'll see how lighthearted this episode goes, or how not lighthearted. It's always an interesting process, and yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. Start judging. Okay, so they're starting off with the situation of the self-driving car with no passengers in it either goes straight forward and hits a guy and his son, or it swerves and hits a woman and their daughter. Now, there is an aspect here of the fact that it's kind of going on the self-determined path, and here it's going on a new path. Let's go ahead and show the descriptions. Alright, so on the left case, the self-driving car with sudden brake failure will continue ahead and drive through a pedestrian crossing. This will result in a large man and a boy being dead. In the other case, the self-driving car with sudden brake failure will swerve and drive through a pedestrian crossing in the other lane. This will result in one large woman and one girl being dead. Now, in this case, the large man and the boy are effectively already dead. If you don't make a decision, they're gonna die, so they're already dead. Whereas if you choose to swerve, you save them. You're like a superhero for these people, but you're also like a super villain for these people because you've essentially condemned them to death. So I think we're just gonna try and wipe our hands of the situation and just where it's going, it's going. So we're gonna go ahead and go straight. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get our descriptions. We will either have a male executive and a woman dead. The affected pedestrians are abiding by the law. Or two homeless people dead. They are flouting the law by crossing on a red signal. Well, first of all, there's the swerving thing, which we talked about. Second of all, they're straight up breaking the law, so they effectively knew this would happen. So I really don't think that's two in the same column, in the kind of damning column for these guys. So even if it was the same people, I would still do the same thing. Alright. Now we start getting into numbers. Okay, so we've got a female athlete and a male athlete versus the same people, but also a large and an elderly man, and it swerves. Why would you ever choose this one? Why? You're condemning two more people to death, and maybe if you're panicking about global warming and overpopulation and you think we need to demolish the population as much as possible, but if you can save lives, do so. And if you don't have to swerve, still do that. Why would you, purposefully choose to kill more people? That seems extremely wrong to me. Okay, here's a harder one. I believe this is just a normal man versus an athlete. We'll just pretend that never happened. That was a mistake. But between a normal man and an athlete, I probably would have done whichever one doesn't require it to swerve again, because to me those are equivalent. Okay. So what should the self-driving car do? Either kill all the people in the car by going straight, or swerve, save the people in the car, and kill these two people that are essentially innocent and didn't buy a self-driving car. Well, again, I'm just going with numbers. Saving 5 lives is still better than 2, even though these people have made a poor decision by getting in this doomed self-driving car. I just, numbers, you have to go with numbers. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do this one, as horrible as that is. Okay, saving your passenger or saving this innocent person. In this case, oh, I'm gonna sound horrible for this, but you chose the self-driving car. That was your choice. You knew the risks involved. If there's not an overwhelming numbers situation, you're gonna die. In my mind, not that random person that didn't buy a self-driving car and is still being relatively responsible in their life. Oh, but they are flouting the law, aren't they? Yes, they are flouting the law in both cases. I still, Now that they're flouting the law, that makes this a little more complicated now, doesn't it? Boy. Boy, that's harder. That's a lot harder. But I still feel like flouting the law for, like, jaywalking shouldn't be the death penalty. And, I mean, buying a self-driving car should also probably not be the death penalty. But of the two evils, again, I guess the person crossing the street technically is believing that they are taking that chance that a car comes and runs them over, and the person in the car is taking the chance that their car goes ahead and crashes into someone. So that's rough. If I choose this one, then that means, if I choose the one where it just kills the person inside, then that means that less people would buy self-driving cars, because then, you wouldn't, less people would drive self-driving cars because they would know that it wouldn't protect them, which, I mean, would lead to fewer of these scenarios, and then they'd actually be made by real people instead of artificial intelligence. So I'm just gonna go with that one. I know that's gonna be controversial. Oh boy, we've got a baby. And there's an elderly in the car, but there's also a baby in the car. Okay, what's our description? Okay. So, we either kill the female athlete, the baby, the elderly woman, and the doctor, or we kill a female athlete and a baby. Well, we're killing a female athlete and a baby in either case. So, again, I honestly don't know how people would choose, like, the swerving option in this scenario. Because you kill more people, it's the same people. You're also killing a doctor, or just, like, 2 more people. Like, that's what's important. You're killing 2 other people. That's their blood on your hands. Meanwhile, this one has only, like, just 2 people die. That's horrible, but just 2 people die, Oh, boy. Why did I choose to play this game? Oh, no, it's the old versus new situation. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we will kill 3 elderly women, a man, and 1 elderly man. On the other side, we will kill 2 women, 1 girl, 1 boy, and 1 man. Okay, so the man is the same in both cases. So essentially, it's children. It's like those 2 children versus 4 elderly. Did I? Yeah. Yeah, so 2 children and 2 women. Are 2 children and 2 women more important than 4 elderly, 3 of which are women, and 1 of which is a man? And I know my grandma watches these videos, and she might be mad at me for this, but considering certain events, like how in Japan the elders went ahead and sacrificed and went into the nuclear power plant knowing that it would take their lives, so that they could save the lives of the younger people, Um, I hate to make this decision for them, and also that random man that's just getting kind of drawn into this, but I think that in general the elderly would prefer to protect the young. So we're gonna go through that, and they're all of these people are gonna be forever traumatized for life, and they're gonna go on to so many self-driving car strikes. I bet they're gonna throw this thing in the dump, and they're gonna be like it's a killer, and but that's good, I guess. We're raising the next generation of protesters or whatever. Okay, why is a girl? I guess it's self-driving, so you don't need like an adult, but like, why? Okay, well, either the girl dies or the woman dies, and by my previous logic, the woman would prefer if the girl lived. But since the girl is alone in a self-driving car, which is pretty much the stupidest thing you could ever do, I'm leaning towards the side that the girl should die, because obviously her parents weren't intelligent enough to prevent this, and I don't know. This seems iffy to me. Like, why would you do this? And if I do this, then I could, in the future, prevent tons and tons of parents who just think it's okay to put their children alone in the self-driving car, because they'd see this on the news and they'd be like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. So in effect, I'd be saving millions of lives, whereas if I chose the other one, then, like a woman dying never gets anyone up in arms, but a kid dying, yeah, that would, and then change would be made. So I'm doing this for the good of society. That's what I'm doing this for. Okay, what is, oh gosh, who's in the car? Oh, he's flaunting the law again. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a homeless person. I mean, he's got a car. But we've got a homeless person in a car. Or we have a man flouting the law. And again, we've got the swerve versus no swerve situation. And he's flouting the law. So as for these two individuals, because I don't feel like I need their status in this case, I'm going to say that the car should keep going because it's wrong to go ahead and swerve, and this guy's also flouting the law, and yeah. I don't know, this might have contradicted one of my other decisions, I'm not sure. But it's a iffy situation. It's an iffy situation. Yeah, how did the homeless guy afford a self-driving car? Was there like some government thing where they just handed out self-driving cars one day? Like, what? That's so weird. So yeah, in the previous situation I don't even remember what my conclusion was. But like with the woman, and then one was flouting the law. Yeah, this is like the hard situation that I have. And yeah, I've got that again, and I don't remember what I did. I think I might have said that getting a self-driving car means that you should like perish. I'm not sure remembering. I think I did. I think that's what I did. So I don't know, guys. My morals are conflicted. I am very conflicted, and I know I could use who they are to try and help me, but I'd rather not, because if you start doing that, then that's bad. So we're gonna, I don't know. Is buying a self-driving car or jaywalking a worse crime? Well, going from the news angle again, if a homeless guy dies, it probably, I don't know. I feel like that might, it's hard to say if that would get more or less news coverage than if a random guy died. I think it'd probably get more. So then we can again stop self-driving cars, so that's probably good. So yeah, we're gonna use this homeless guy, and we're gonna say, you should not have taken this government handout of a self-driving car. It's so harsh though. But I think that I think that self-driving cars should be stopped so that I don't have to make these decisions. So we're gonna go with that. Okay. Oh no, not animals. Oh no. And it's the same amount of animals as people? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're choosing the animals. We gotta save them. We gotta save them. We gotta save the animals, guys. It's so important. Animals are so pure. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve it because their owners were just idiots and put them in the car. Like, that's poor animals. Okay, what do we have here? This seems complicated. Okay, so what do we have the same? Oh, is it just all the same except it's men and women? Oh, now you're making me be sexist. Ah, no. Oh, okay. The guys are flouting the law. You can't flout the law, my guys. If it was the women flouting the law, I'd be axing off the women, but you're flouting the law, so it's gotta be you. I'm sorry. Okay, yay. Here's our final results. Our most saved character was a guy, and our most killed character was a guy. So, there we go. Saving more lives matters a lot. Yeah, definitely. I think that you always try to save the most lives. Protecting passengers. Huh. I was actually more on the matters side. Interesting. But I was pretty center. I wasn't, like, extremely to one side or another. Upholding the law. I said does not matter. Interesting. Yeah, because of the jaywalking. Because jaywalking is not that serious of a thing. Like, you go to places like New York and it happens, like, on a daily basis, essentially. So it's really hard to, like, convict someone on that. Okay, avoiding intervention. Yeah, I did make that argument a fair amount. Hey, okay, this is BS. This right here, BS. My most saved character was a guy, okay? I was trying explicitly to not take this into consideration, and the fact that the scenarios presented happened to make me choose these biases. Again, the guys were flouting the law. If it was the girls flouting the law, it would have been the same. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a bit, I think that this is a bit skewed on that front. Species preference, yes. Yeah, I knew I'd get that one. In what way? This is probably the numbers thing coming in again, because again, I wasn't trying to bias towards age or any of these things. But I guess because I killed the kid on that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. But, like, I'm still pretty center. And I know that people generally save the younger, but I'm trying to get self-cars banned, people. So, fitness preference. I mean, I don't care. Why would I care about fitness? Your fitness should not determine, like, whether a self-driving car runs into you or not. It just shouldn't. Social value preference. Again, I feel like this is biased, and I do know that I chose against the homeless guy that one time, but, I mean, again, when they mix the numbers with so much, when they mix this with so much and have so few questions in comparison, that kind of biases all of this stuff. So, I don't know. I think all of these things are kind of weird. I mean, species preference is 100% true. Age preference is probably true because of the choices I made. Avoiding intervention is true. Upholding the law is true. And protecting passengers, saving more lives. These were, like, my main things. These avoiding, like, protecting passengers, saving lives, those were kind of my main things. Oh, and then the species preference, obviously, because we're not here to kill off cats and dogs. Cats and dogs are just pure bundles of joy, and why would you do that? I mean, even if it was parakeets, I would be like, run through those mobs of people, just mow them all down. If it means saving the lives of parakeets, just mow them down. It's just that's what we do. That's what we do. So anyways, this has been interesting. I hope that you guys found this an interesting thought experiment, and I hope that you guys didn't agree with me on everything that I did, because if you did, then you wouldn't be like a person. You would just, I mean, there are probably people that might agree with me on everything, but it should be extremely unlikely, and I want to hear the things that you disagreed with me on down in the comments below so that we can go ahead and talk about it, or, you know, just kind of laugh about it or whatever. It's cool to be able to see different perspectives, and of course, we all have them. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like it. If you want to see more like it, more of my thoughts, which is pretty much what this channel is about at this point, go ahead and subscribe. There's a new video every day, so you can get a lot more than you probably want of my thinking in your life, so, you know, that's cool. But anyways, I hope that you guys soar high and enjoy your ride of life. Bye!